I don't know why. I felt like I had to go, but I needed to figure out what was worth doing with my life. It was a question that really ate at me, more than I think maybe your average fella. And I don't know the perfect answer for why, but it just felt like the right thing to do. Hi, welcome to Walk America, the YouTube series documenting my thus far 458 day, 8,007 mile walk across our country. I just entered my 26th state of Massachusetts, and I'm on my way to Maine. I hope you enjoy the journey. Check out the other videos if you're trying to figure out what this is all about because you're here for the first time, and enjoy. Thanks. That worked very well. Time to back up, get back on the road. Hit Rhode Island probably soon. Today, I think. I think it's gonna be cold again, but also good again. Like I said, I think I'm gonna hit Rhode Island. It's only like 6 or 7 miles away from here at this point. And then I should only be there for a day or so before breaking the border with Massachusetts. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's cool. That's okay. I always want to know what's up those staircases, but they're always closed off. But it's just the fact that they're closed off that makes me want to know what's up them. I think there's a good chance that used to be a school. It kind of just has that look. And it's on School Street. In fact, it might be why this street is named School Street, because it has a school on it. Put a Burger King crown. Look what I found. No, not that. Hold on. State 25, leaving Connecticut, joining Rhode Island's population for the moment. Probably just for today and tomorrow. It'll be on to Massachusetts. So there's the Rhode Island sign. Right over there. Meaning I'm in Rhode Island now, which is the 25th state that I've walked through. And I know it's arbitrary. 24 is basically 25, and that's what I did when I entered Connecticut, state 24. But I don't know, there's only 50 states, and I've now walked through half of them. I'm just sitting here on this cold day in Rhode Island now. October, 456 days walking later after I left my driveway in Utah, and it's just sort of getting to me. not too long ago, I watched part of my first episode that covered just the mere minutes into the first day of walking, and it was sort of like this, where I was fine until I started walking, and then the enormity of what I had just done. Quit my job, packed everything up, rented out my house, and just left because I had to leave. I don't know why. I felt like I had to go. But I needed to figure out what was worth doing with my life. It was a question that really ate at me, more than I think maybe your average fella. And I'm still in my 20s, technically. I'm 29. So while I'm not a baby boy anymore, I still have a lot left to learn. And I could sit around forever talking to myself about why it was stupid and continue to feel that existential pointlessness of the life I was leading, which just felt so wrapped up in minutia that didn't matter, like materialism and pursuit of little things that just for some reason I spent all my time thinking about, like what color should I paint my kitchen walls. Like, who cares? I'm not saying that those things aren't worth thinking about, but I just felt like that wasn't worth dedicating my life to. At the end of my life, was I going to care if I had gone with white or baby blue? And I just have spent the last nearly 500 days just finding myself in the middle of a back road in New England in October, or walking through the swamps of Louisiana late at night, or meandering around the valleys of Montana. And while there are still the little things of life that I still get frustrated sometimes, and I still care about things that in my moments of greatest clarity I know don't matter, I still get caught up in that kind of stuff. But for nearly 500 days now, I've never felt that point of existential pointlessness. I've always felt like I was doing something. Not something everybody understood, and not something everybody believed was done with the best of intentions. I still get comments every day of like, wow, this guy is pulling off the greatest scam in history. Yeah, I scammed myself out of a full-time job and a home that I owned so I could live on the side of the road. I'm a terrible con artist. But I am, as a general rule, pretty happy. And I think that is a big win. Win. Back at it. Never going to see what Rhode Island looks like sitting here. I want to know. You got to go with what speaks to you. Give it a go. That's my advice. Try it. It's pretty cool.
That's some good work.
That's right. Thanks, Bill. You guys remember Bill, right? From, shoot, was that just yesterday? That might have just been yesterday. From yesterday. He has a little man cave in his garage that he's built, and that's where he let me sleep at his house the other day. I offered a spot in his house too, but in the garage I had like my own space. I could edit videos and have my own little sense of privacy. He's working at the town up ahead for the moment. He works in construction, so like before they do construction, he operates machinery to sort of prepare job sites. Sort of like this. He pointed this out as an example. And so he's like, I bet I'll see how's that when he walked by. And he brought me some hot chocolate. And in case you're wondering, yep, my hands are absolutely loving it. It's so warm on the inside of my hands, so cold on the outside. It's a fantastic juxtaposition. And in case you're wondering how I'm walking with a cart, with one hand holding a camera and the other hand holding hot chocolate, I'm pushing the cart with my belly. It's harder to steer. But these are the sacrifices one makes to create content and make progress on his cross-country walk. Yeah, it just keeps wanting to go to the left. So I'm trying to push on it with my left side of on the left side of the cart to turn it right. It's just a struggle, so I'm gonna stop recording now. Thanks. It's a momentous occasion. This is the first time I'm cracking out a hand warmer since last year, since last cold time. It's actually not for me. My hands feel pretty okay. I mean, they're brisk, but they're not struggling at all. It's my headphones. I plug them in, and I think the battery's just so cold that it won't charge really. And I use my headphones all the time. So normally I could plug them in for just a couple minutes and get a good amount of juice out of them, but every time I've tried to plug them in today, even for a decent spell, I put them back on my ears and it said 10% battery. That just doesn't last long enough. So I'm going to try using the hand warmer, put it in the cup of the ear so it'll charge up. Yep. Big stuff happening out here today in Rhode Island. Big stuff. It is not yet 6:40, which is just sad. I know when, is that better? Can you see me better? I know when daylight savings come, it's going to be really rough. But I might have to start waking up early, which is so tough. I mean, it's not that big of a thing, but as I've mentioned before in videos, I just really struggle to wake up early. I try to be on the road by like 9 is a good day. Hi. It seems like it's midnight out here, but it's not. It's 7:15. And it looks like Halloween, straight up. All these houses are decorated. It's awesome. By the way, this is also how I illuminate myself so cars can see me. I turn the flashlight on myself, and then they don't hit me, and we both go home happy. Well, I don't go home. I just go further down the road. They go home or to work. Isaiah, focus. Anyway, I'm nearing Chepachet. It's still like 2 miles out, maybe. Some people have reached out with addresses that are up the ways, so I'm still walking. It's actually still quite warm relative to what it might be. Like, it's the same temperature as it was during the day, but there's cloud cover, so it's held that temperature instead of getting way colder with the advent of night, which is always kind of nice. Cloud cover does that. It's like a greenhouse effect. Anyway, so I'm just going to keep walking in the dark for the next couple hours. I don't love skipping views, is what I call it, walking in the dark and missing what I would have seen if it was light, but I also like to sleep places that feel safe, and maybe even meet someone, which is always kind of fun. So that is what the game plan is for now. A couple hours of walking, maybe, or maybe an hour or so, and then we'll see if any of those addresses pan out, and that's the plan. Yeah. All right, one of the offers was from a delightful lady named Lauren. They've said they've got a spot just up the road. I'm pretty sure this is kind of what defines Chehapsit, the town. I can't recall its name, but it's something like Chehapsit or Chehapsit. One of those, something like that. I'll tell you later. The good news is they live just a tiny bit down the road. And I'm actually going to go that way tomorrow. So I'll get to see all this again in the light when it's more visible because of the light. So that's good. So I'm almost there-ish. And that is exciting because they said they got pizza. And they have a couch. And it's indoors. And yum, yum, yum. This guy's not paying attention. But he did in time. That's good. I just saw a sign. It's Chepachet. And it is the most adorable looking town that you could ever hope for. We made it. I can see it in the distance. Maybe 500 feet. That ain't nothing when you've walked however many million I've walked. What's 7,500 and 7,970 times? How many feet are there in a mile? 5,280? Big number. Alright, here's home for the evening. A garage, as they would say in England. Next to this 700 horsepower souped up Mustang GT. I feel like I'm in like a showroom because these are just big windows which lead to the outside of the, as you would expect with a window. But when I turn off the lights, I won't be as much of a showpiece anymore. Unfortunately, I think I agreed to do a radio interview tomorrow at 7 a.m. just on the phone, but still, that means I need to wake up a little before that, and that means I'm gonna die. I'm not a morning person. Oh, that's okay. That's it for tonight. I need a catchphrase. There's a show called Wipeout, and they'd always say like "good night" and "big balls." And so every night when I'm signing off, I always want to be like, that's what I always want to say. But they coined that already. It's kind of their thing. And two, it's not exactly on brand. One, I just feel like I need a thing. Clearly, I need to get some sleep. Till next time, subscribe.